All right, I'm gonna do the challenging spots here on Prelude in C major by Chopin. It's the one that goes. You can click the link if you want to hear my recording of it first. Okay, so the first thing about this piece to do is a little bit with the rhythm. So if you set the measure number to 40 and you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll lay the groundwork for the rhythm of the song. Measure 18 is where you start to get 5 notes per measure. So that switch is a little tricky rhythmically. We don't typically do it. All right, the next thing you might want to do is the outline of the piece. So the melody in the right hand is the 4th and 6th note of each measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you play it all the way through, that's the idea of the outline. And that will really help you. So when you put all the notes back in, that's what you really want to hear, is phrasing in that top line coming through. Okay, memorization wise, it's not too rough. Well, I mean, label the chords. It's really a harmonic structure. It's like C, G7, C, C. That's the first 4-bar phrase. Then F, D7, G, G. That's the second 4-bar phrase. Then C, G7, and so on. So it's really a harmonically based song, but it's a quick song, so you can memorize the muscles and the way it feels if you're not an analytical sort of processor with this. Okay, so tricky thing for me though was 14 and 16, just the difference. B flat and 14, and C and 16. Just keeping those straight. Okay, so the next issue with this is the pedaling. So a lot of people, myself included, pedal once, hold it down for the whole bar. But on measure number 8 on the 6th note, I decided to go up. What is it? No. And because I thought about the first 8 measures as like the first big sentence, you could think about 4 and 4, like 1 through 4 and 5 through 8. I took the pedal up on measure 8, the last note, the 6th one, just to kind of clearly state that first phrase, and I kind of liked it. But Chopin's markings, he explores the pedal more. He sometimes does the pedal for the whole measure. He sometimes lifts on 6. Sometimes he lifts on the 5th note, and sometimes he lifts on the 4th note. So he has more variety in there. So if you want to work on your pedaling, you could do whole measure. Just familiarize yourself with the sounds and also record all this. Then lift it on the 6th one. 6th one. You can lift on the 5th one. On the 4th. You really notice the absence of the pedal. And if you do anything too consistent with the pedal in that way, like you always lift it up, of course you always wouldn't lift it on like the 4th one. It'll chop up and make the unit or the sentence length too small. And Chopin's idea was not, it's really varied. After After the fifth one, then it's up on the sixth, then it's like the fifth, and it's the fifth, and it's up on the sixth, 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 fourth, fourth. You know, you can look at it yourself. But it's something worth exploring and worth practicing, releasing your pedal in different places, and do that for the whole song so that you can find which ones interest you, and you can add that to your piece. But like I said, I just did mostly pedal for the whole bar besides that one spot. Okay, so in terms of technique, the left hand I think is you really fling it at the three notes, and you want to just play it with one energy burst from left to right. And that's not too hard to do. Just think of it that way, one energy burst left to right. The right hand for me gets hard in the groups of five. There's a little bit of like back and forth. So if you just lock your hand and get tense like this for it, that's one way. But if you kind of lean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back and forth, it takes the edge off. I know there's not much time for that, but just a little bit of that motion back and forth will keep it from feeling like a block of ice, and your playing will sound better. So when you add all the notes in the right hand, you want to remember that your top notes are what you want to hear. And for me, this got tricky again around the groups of five. So going through it slowly and getting your weight distribution down is a good idea. You know, so the phrasing is tricky. So I decided to go with the first sentence being the first 8 bars. Then 16 bars. And then 4 bars echo. That one's cool how the first 2 are units of 5. 5 of them in a half note, and the second 2 are 6. And then it's the 4 measure long phrase at the end. It goes in G the first 3, and then E on the 4th one. I just made that up. The music says just the C up high, and that the F and the E and G are supposed to be played in the background. But I like hearing the sus go to from sus to made to 1, 3, 5. It's like F over C, I guess. C major. So I wanted to bring out the 4 to 3 on the last one. Brought out the 5th, the G, and I brought out the E. Within the long 16 measure phrase, there's a couple moments. It's like a little mini phrases within. Back up, and that's where it gets loudest is 20, and then it releases at 21, and that D, C is sequenced. B, A, G, E, D, and then I think that phrase is over. So it has like a little mini release at 15, then the high point is 20, 21, it softens, and then it sequences for 4 bars, and then at 25, we do a cool idea. It's a 4-measure phrase, it's an echo, so the top is G-A, but the rhythm there is back to the 5 in a measure. And then 5, and the same thing, but in 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the last phrase at 29 is a 4-bar phrase. I bring out the G more than probably supposed to, and then on the 4th one I bring out the E. But that's just because to me the melody of just C is a little boring. But it's fine. But I think that's more typical. Okay. I hope some of those ideas are good.